Is up, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I know this is a different setting than normal, and that is because we're doing something completely different, something I've never done. Basically, so my high school has recently started a fishing team, and on Saturday, you're probably seeing this on either Saturday or maybe Sunday, I don't know. We are going to fish our first tournament out at Lacing Reservoir or lake, whatever you want to call it. It's a power plant lake, so it's heated year-round, which makes it very likely to have 8, 9, 10 pounders in it. And I'm just going to show you before, this is the prep video, I'm going to show you my arsenal of tackle that I have set up for the event and all the travel and pre-fishing, what happens there. And then next video will be the actual tournament, so stay tuned for that. Right now, we're going to switch over to the front camera, and I'm going to show you all the tackle I have lined up for this event. Okay, so for this event, it's a good amount of tackle. I wouldn't call it a lot, but let's just get into it here. The first thing I have, these are from a pawn shop. I got them for exactly $1. We have some little orange, about a 5-inch, they got a little rim tail on them. They're pretty neat looking. And then we've got the original jelly worm. This thing is a beast, and you wouldn't believe it, this bad boy actually catches fish. You know, it doesn't look like it would catch fish, seeing that this thing, there's my dirty room, is exactly 12 inches in length, but this thing actually catches fish. This isn't, I mean, this color's okay. I didn't like this color very much, but these weren't that expensive, so we got that out of the way. Then we have the brand new Exo ribbons from Bio Spawn. These things are the 7-inchers. Pretty sick. We got 7 of those in there. I already opened it up. Take a look at that. We have some Z-Man craw-colored Ned rigs in case I want to throw a Ned rig for some weird reason. We have some shad imitation swim baits, I guess, from that pawn shop. Also got these for $1, so can't blame me. Then we've got 3 boxes, and I'm gonna go over the big one first because it has the most stuff in it. Okay, so let's start out with the plastics. The first thing we have are these little swimmer flukes. They're basically swim baits in fluke form. Then we've got the OG regular white flukes, 10 of those bad boys, and they got a few more over there. And then we've got one little brown and chartreuse yum dinger. So we had a few more flukes, because I always have flukes. It's my favorite bait to throw. We have a couple tubes. Probably won't use these, but you never know. Anything could happen. Okay, then over on the other side, we've got these, they're kind of a black and blue. They were black. They got some, I don't know if you can see it, they got some blue fleck in them. Here, I'll get one out. Right here. Here we go. They're black and they have some blue fleck in them. So these things are going to be pretty sick. Throw in a Texas rig, wacky style, heavy cover. You know, these should do the job. Then we got a pack of 7 big bite baits. I'm not quite sure what these are actually called. Can we get some focus? We've got some big bite baits. Swimming, they're not really flukes. I guess you could consider it a fluke, but it's another swim bait that I have in the arsenal. Then we have these 5-inch brown and chartreuse U-tail worms. And then we've got some watermelon red finesse worms. These things are kind of cool, you know, you can do a lot of stuff with them. Then we've got a multitude of spinner baits. We have this single blade white and chartreuse with a red head. I think this is a Colorado blade, don't quote me on that. We got one of those. I'm not sure what weights these are because these were, yeah. And we have this spinner bait, which is a double blade. I actually have 2 of these, the exact same spinner bait. This one's just a double blade. It's got a willow blade and a Colorado blade It's just a white and blue, kind of a shad pattern. Then I picked up something new. I've never used a brain fart, buzzbait. These are called buzzbaits, yes. Never used one. Want to try it out. I'm going to be getting out in the early mornings, so maybe some top water will be ideal. We'll see. I've got whatever that is. Piece that together. Then I've got this here. It's another spinnerbait. It's chartreuse. Got one blade. It's significantly smaller than the other ones, but the bite's not working too good, I gotta get small fish. You know, I'll throw that, and maybe I'll throw that if I run out of spinnerbaits. I don't know. We'll see. Then we got some little grubs. These are just in here if I want to use it as a trailer for this, or whatever. Then we've got some weight stoppers. Use these to keep your bullet weights in place. You know, really handy. Things work fantastic. Okay, let's move on to the next box. We're going to set this on the side. We're going to go to this box. This box has in it, this is kind of a topwater box. It's got a few different topwaters. We've got this little popper here. It's kind of a frog pattern, green. It's got a feather on the back. The hook on the back is kind of messed up. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there's only 2 hooks in there, but it should still catch fish, you know. And we've got this popper here. It's an older one that I've had. It's still in pretty good condition. You've got this little, it's really smaller popper here. We've got this little black, very sharp hooks on this bad boy, little jitterbug. This is old. I got all these baits, I think, from my grandpa. I got them from somewhere. I'm not sure where. Then I've got a tube that's rigged and ready with a little jig head. And we've got a swing. There, we got another jig head in there. We got a little swing jig with about a 3/0 offset, extra wide gap hook there. Don't know what I'm going to use that for, if I'll use it at all. Then we got our leader line for one of my poles that I'm taking. It's just 14-pound Berkeley Vanish fluorocarbon. 110 yards of that, then some just random worms and stuff. Now we can get on to the exciting box. This box, we got a lot of brand new, never used goodies in here. Okay, this bad boy, the hooks are a little unproportionate, but it's a deep to medium diving crankbait. It's got a little rattle in there. I think this is going to be key. I'm going to be using this a lot, probably out in some deeper water. Then we've got kind of a bluegill pattern. It's like a wake bait. It's pretty cool. Never used it, just got it. Then we've got a little bluegill pattern, square bill crankbait. But the issue with this one is it's kind of cracked, but it still works, so I'm going to keep it in there. Then we've got what is pretty much a sexy shad pattern crankbait, but it's a cheap brand. It's like $2 is the Walmart brand. I don't know, whatever that is. I got one, but the eye's missing. So I went out today and I bought another one of these bad boys. And then we've got the original. I think this is the 2.5 version Kevin Van Dam Sexy Shad crankbait. And they say at the lake where I'm going, this thing is supposed to be really good. Let's see if we can get it to focus. They say this thing right here is supposed to be the juice, supposed to catch the biggins. So yeah, we've got in here a cheap Walmart jerkbait. Don't know if I'm going to use this at all, but it's in there. Then we've got a couple jig options. I don't really use jigs, but I thought I'd get a few, try them out, see if anything's working. If nothing's working, I'll throw a jig. I've got a black and blue jig pre-rigged here with those little swim baits I showed you earlier. We've also got a white one of those. These things will just, I think I think these are swim jigs. I'm not sure. I'd have to check, but that's what I'm going to use them as. And then we've got super exciting box, of course. We've got our terminal tackle. We've got a couple EWG, about 3 or 4-aught. We've got about 13, 14, 15 or so of these 3-aught offset worm hooks. That's going to be my go-to, and I'm throwing a worm, whatever. Then we got some random hooks, treble hooks, just an absolute mess. And then we've got some weights. We've got little split shots. I'm not quite sure how heavy these bad boys are. And then we also have some, these are 1/8 ounce bullet weights. And then these are 3/16 ounce bullet weights. And then I have some extra random weights. I don't know how heavy these are. Found these somewhere, and then I got one smaller than that. Okay, so that is the tackle arsenal for, Saturday, I guess. Oh yes, I forgot to mention I have the extra reel from the bait caster that I reviewed in one of my previous videos. The rod broke, just saying, it wasn't the greatest thing ever. But in case both of my other reels just become crapped out or something, we've got this bad boy just in case, It's got a little bit of 15-pound mono. It's just cheap mono, but, we'll just do with that. Whatever we choose. Okay, let's move on to my rod arsenal, which is 2 rods, and we'll get to that right now. So for this tournament, I'm taking 2 rods. Yes, it's a spin cast rod. I'm sorry, you may be offended by that. But let's start out with what's probably going to be my rod that I'm going to use a little bit more than the other one. I reviewed this reel also. You can't get the rod really anymore, so I didn't go ahead and review that. But we've got that bad boy right there. This is a 6-foot medium heavy 1-piece spinning rod. This is a 4000 series reel. I think it's a little too big, honestly, but I've got it spooled up here with 20-pound spider wire or easy braid, whatever, and then a little bit of that 14-pound Berkeley fluorocarbon as a leader. So this is probably going to be my main rod. It's going to be my soft plastics rod. I might get rid of the fluorocarbon. This is a topwater rod, spinnerbait rod, whatever I want to throw. Maybe crankbaits, I don't know. And then this rod is a 2-piece. It's also a 6-foot. It's a medium. It's got a little Zebco 33. This is one of the newer. It's a newer model of Zebco 33, but I mean it's still a nice reel. I got it about a good year ago maybe. But still runs fine. Got to re-spool that with 10-pound stern or Stren mono, and yeah, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon when we start travel to our hotel for the night of the tournament. Unless I have any other thing to tell you, I will see you then. Find the boat and get ready, and I will see you guys on the water. You ready? Yeah.